For your games. Got the new Final Fantasy X starter. 2022. Both 50 card decks. Why'd I get this? For no good reason. But let's check it out though. Yeah, Final Fantasy X, that was a good one. Forget what that little Quidditch type game they used to play was called. Rather enjoyed that. Even bought the Final Fantasy X too, but then I traded it back to GameStop real quick. Oh, what the crap. And whatever. Here we go. Right, so left Tidus, right Jex for today. Yeah. Evens, Tidus, odds, Jex. Evens, Tidus it is. Right. I made a video looking at the starters of some previous starters, so won't go all into the rules, but from what I remember, you can just pitch a card to make mana, pitch a card to make 2 of some mana, but you can have back row guys, support guys, or whatever you call them, backups. You can dull those, aka tap them to make mana. Or you can pitch a card of that color, I believe, to get 2 mana of that color. Alright, Tidus. 3-drop EX, Guardian, forward. The cost required to cast Tidus is reduced by 1 for each category 10 forward you control. EX Burst. When Tidus enters the field, you may search for 1 card named Jex, card named Yuna, or card named Wakka, Flocko Flame, and add it to your hand. When Tidus attacks, all the forwards you control gain +2 power until end of turn. Because Tidus goes hard in the paint, leave you thinking. What the you thinking? 2 of them. Yuna, 4-drop green. Def X, what's that about? I don't know. Forward summoner. When Yuna enters the field, select 1 of the 2 following actions. If you have received 5 points of damage or more, select up to 2 of the 2 following actions instead. Choose 1 Job Guardian of cost 2 or less in your break zone. Play it onto the field. Activate all the backups you control. Damage 3. Yuna gains the Job Guardian forwards you control gain +2 power. Break zone, I think if you take 3 break damage or something, then you die. Yeah, deal 7 points of damage to your opponent. Yeah, something like that. 3 Yunas. This is a 3 of game. Yeah, 3 copies of the same card. Alright, Lulu. 3-drop. They got the chibis in this game. Def X, forward guardian. When Lulu enters the field, choose 1 card named Yuna or summon in your break zone. You may add it to your hand. When you cast a summon, choose up to 1 forward opponent controls. Kind of improper grammar going on with these cards. Its power, no comma. Its power becomes 5,000 until end of turn. This effect will trigger only during your turn. 3 of them. Pain, forward gold wings. When Pain enters the field, if you control a card named Yuna, draw 1 card. When Pain enters the field, choose up to 3 backups you control. If you control a card named Riku, then activate them. 7,000. 3 Pains. Thief, 4-drop. Forward standard unit. When a card is put from your opponent's deck into the break zone, Thief gains +2 till end of the turn. When Thief attacks, your opponent puts the top card of their deck into their break zone. Alright, 2 of those. Selkie. FF Final Fantasy Crystal, I forget what it is. Crystal Chronicles. Forward standard unit. When Selkie is put from the field into the break zone, your opponent puts the top 2 cards of their deck into the break zone. If both are the same type, draw 1 card. 8,000. 2 Selkies. Brother, 3-drop. Backup Gold Wings from 10. When Brother enters the field, you may search for 1 category 10 forward and add it to your hand. So backups look like they don't have attack and defense stats. 3. Ninja, 2-drop backup standard unit from 4. Spend 2 green. Tap 2 green. Put Ninja into the break zone. Choose 1 backup of cost 3 or less and break it. Yeah, so you take 7 break damage, then get hit again, I believe. Then you die. Something like that. 2 White Mage, 2-drop, backup, standard unit, Final Fantasy Tactics. Spend 1, tap this guy, put White Mage into the break zone. Choose 1 forward, activate it. It gains +1 power to the end of the turn. 2 of those. Archer, 2-drop, backup, standard unit, Final Fantasy Tactics again, I suppose. Spend a green, tap it. Put Archer into the break zone. Choose 1 forward opponent controls during this turn. The next damage it deals to a forward becomes 0 instead. Sylph, EX Burst. All the forwards you control gain +1 power to the end of the turn. Draw 1 card. Defensive Summon. Orin, 2-drop forward. Guardian. From 10, summons and abilities of your opponent must choose Orin if possible. And if you control a job summoner forward or job guardian forward other than Orin, Orin gains when Orin is put from the field into the break zone, draw 1 card. Damage 3, Orin gains +3,000 power. 1, 2, 3 Orins. Riku, 4-drop, EX. Forward, Albed Guardian from 10. EX Burst. When Riku attacks, choose 1 forward opponent controls. Return it to its owner's hand. If you control a job summoner forward, put it on top of its owner's deck instead. Draw 1 card instead. 8K. 3 Rikus. Waka. 2-drop. Waka. Guardian, you can remove 3 real counters from Waka to use Waka's special ability without paying the cost. When Waka or a category 10 forward enters your field, place 1 real counter on Waka. Auric Spirit. That S. What is that S? That S special ability indicates that a card of the same name must be used. S and then spend the blue. Choose 1 forward. It loses all abilities until end of turn, and then break it. 5,000. 3 Wakas. Waka seems pretty good. Kimahari, 6-drop. Forward Guardian from 10. The costs required to cast Kimahari is reduced by 1 for each job guardian you control. The job guardian other than Kimahari that you control can't be chosen by your opponent's abilities. The category 10 characters other than Kimahari you control can't be chosen by your opponent's summons. 9K. 3 of those. Whoa. Lin. 3 Lins. Backup summoner. When your opponent casts a summon, activate Lin. Scholar. Backup standard unit. Tap. Put Scholar into the break zone. Choose 1 forward you control. Return it to its owner's hand. Summoner. 2-drop. Standard unit. Backup from 4. Tap, put Summoner into the break zone. Cast a summon from your hand. The cost required to cast it is reduced by 2. Can't become 0. 2 White Mage, 2-drop. Standard backup. When White Mage enters the field, you may pay a water. When you do, draw 1 card. And for the last card, Choo-Choo Lane, the Impure, 4-drop. EX Burst Summon, choose one forward opponent controls. It loses 1,000 power for each dull character opponent controls until the end of the turn. Draw one card. Almost made under 10 minutes. But yeah, crack this open at a later date. Like, comment, subscribe. Boyo Games. Tuvok.